Well, no one is prohibited from winning this 1981 Canadian Open, least of all those who are still out on the fairway, and there are several with a golden opportunity. Peter Oosterhuis has just finished at 4 under par, but Mark Hayes still has a lot of golf left. And remember, he's birdied the 18th hole twice in 3 days. And as long as there's a birdie opportunity, well, it doesn't even close out. Jack Nicklaus could come up with a golden eagle and do it. So this one is not over by a long shot. Here's Andy North coming off the 18th. Andy has 2 birdies and a par on this hole for 3 days. He's at 2 under. North has not won since the United States Open in 1978, and he would appear to be in excellent position.
Where he drove it, Vinny, he can go for it. And I'm sure he will, being 2 behind and needing eagle to tie. I would believe that he'd have to give a run at it.
For Jack Nicklaus, 3 holes of frustration. He left one on the lip at 15. He was just short at 16. He was just short again at 17. Now he's run out of real estate. He needs an eagle to get a tie here. Remember, Nicklaus is one of 4 men who have won all 4 major championships and yet failed to win the Canadian Open. Sarazen, Hogan, Nicklaus, and Player have that in common.
He'll think about that putt at 15, Vinny, for a long time if he doesn't win here or tie.
4 times he's finished second here. So Nicklaus, like North, can go for that possible eagle that would just electrify this place. Now we'll take a look at Tom Purtzer.
Nicklaus has driven it into a ground under repair. He'll probably drop out of there, I'm sure, but he'll be able to go with the pin, not the green, the pin with an iron.
Tom is 2 over for the day, 1 under for the tourney, and he has played this hole well. 2 birdies and par. Purtzer is another hungry golfer. He hasn't won since Los Angeles in 1977.
I believe he's found the bunker. He's hooked that tee shot.
So the door is still open for that dramatic moment in golf, especially when you have an all-time great like a Jack Nicklaus looking at a possible eagle on a hole that had given up 3 eagles in 3 days, has given up 3 today alone, 2 of them to Lon Hinkle.
Mark Hayes in the 17th fairway has 158 yards to the hole. Started it way where it stays right in the middle of a poached egg lie in the bunker, in the middle of the front bunker. Difficult shot for him coming up. Leonard Thompson has pitched out from the trees on the right and is still over 100 yards short of the green in 2, so you could say almost that he's kissed his chances goodbye. And Tom Kite similarly has come up very short of the green, and of course his bogey also at the 16th has taken him virtually out of it. So of the contenders here at the 17th, Litsky, Graham, Purtzer and Nicklaus all bogeyed the hole, and it looks as if we've candidates for another couple here. This 434 yards hole with 14 bunkers, and here's Leonard Thompson's 3rd shot coming up. Started yesterday with a 4-stroke lead after that brilliant 62. Now gradually fading away. One thing you can say is swing doesn't get any quicker. That's in a horrible lie in the back bunker as we go to the 18th.
A low iron for Andy North, starting it out over the water and then trying to go with the prevailing wind into the green. And he will go into the bunker, and you could hear him hollering, "Stay on the green," but the wind gave it a big nudge.
Not too bad a position, as I say, and I keep saying, you just can't afford to miss this green to the right.
Now here's the big shot of the day for Jack Nicklaus, who has been on the prowl throughout the tournament. He has had 3 consecutive rounds of a 1 under 70. And should he come up a buck short and have a birdie instead of the eagle that he would love to have, he would wind up with his 4th consecutive 70. He'll take a drop, of course, from that ground under repair, so he'll have a moment.
They put in some drainage there, and you're allowed to drop out of it if it interferes with the ball or your stance, your nearest relief. But he hit a big tee shot there, Vin.
The biggest tee shot that we saw today at 18 was by Jerry Pate. And again, it's a matter of how the wind is acting when you get up there to tee it up.
A lot of times when you get the wind, which is a little bit left to right and downwind, which is advantageous to driving the ball long here, in getting over the water, you start to ride the wind. That's why we've seen so many golf balls in the back bunkers.
Jack has birdied this hole 2 of 3 days and then had his par yesterday. There's the stroke average for the course, and you can see it has played very tough. The first round, 74.5. The second round even tougher than that, and that's remarkable because that's the day when Leonard Thompson shot the 62. We have a moment. Let's go to 17.
Where Mark Hayes is gathering himself. He really has a golf ball sitting well down in the sand. Wind fairly brisk from left to right. Oh dear. Well, he's in the high grass and he's got to pitch the ball downhill. Oh dear. We go to the 18th.
And here's the big shot now from Jack Nicklaus. High and trying to bring it in from right to left. Again, the wind trying to give it a favorable push, and there he is. So the man with the look of eagle needs an eagle, and he is that close to one. In all honesty, it's going to be a very tough putt, but he's still alive, much to the delight of this huge crowd at the 18th green at Glen Abbey. Oosterhuis and Hayes and maybe a man named Nicklaus. We'll have more right after, have more action from the Glen Abbey Golf Club after this word from your local station. Oh, what a precious moment here in the waning minutes of the 1981 Canadian Open. Jack Nicklaus, 4 times he has been runner-up here. Even though he has won all 4 major tournaments, he has never won the Canadian. And yet, throughout the day and throughout the week, his name has been on the lips of every golf fan here in the Dominion. And now, suddenly, with one last hopeless shot, wouldn't you know he'd come up with the eagle effort?
When you think about it, Vin, really, he does it because of who he is. He wouldn't be who he is unless he did those things. But to rise to the occasion is the trademark of champions.
We're going to have a little time, so let's go back to 17.
Having missed the green with an 8-iron, that's Mark Hayes leaving himself a very tough putt, because this is the quarter of the green in which he's in that we've seen Litsky and Graham miss from a little earlier. It's rather rough ground to the hole, and this, of course, he's already played 4 shots, this for bogey, and he's doing his level worst to play himself out of this title right here. Tom Kite has already taken his bogey. And there you see Mark Hayes' record with that double bogey 7 yesterday at the 18th hole. So everything will go down to the wire at the 18th hole. This for bogey at the 17th for Mark Hayes. No. Well, he will not enjoy this 434 yards in living memory. And we'll go forward to the 18th.
Well, there comes a time in every great sporting event where if you're fortunate enough to be there, you thank your lucky stars, and we have built up to just such a moment. First, Andy North. This will be his 3rd shot, and that's, of course, he needs to knock this in for an eagle. And of course, should he do that, he would then tie Peter Oosterhuis at 4 under. Well, the United States Open champion showed them why he missed it, but it was a lovely effort. So he will settle for birdie. He'll finish a buck short, and Andy North will conclude at 3 under, it would appear. Andy big and easy going, and is apparently well back on his game after a marvelous finish at Williamsburg.
You know, not being at 17, Vin, and seeing the shot that Mark Hayes hit, you almost feel that what could have happened to someone that is only 150 some odd yards from the hole and leaving it 15 yards short of the hole. So it's a costly double bogey for Hayes. Good birdie for North, though.
So North might have been able to catch Oosterhuis, except for the ball that went into the bunker, but he sure went down with guns blazing. And now you talk about drama. It is center stage, and as usual, right in the middle of the spotlight is Jack Nicklaus. He's maybe 19 feet or thereabouts from the cup. He's putting for eagle. If it goes in, he's at 4 under. He has caught Peter Oosterhuis. If it doesn't, and if he winds up with a birdie, it is conceivable that for the 5th time in his career, he would finish 2nd here at the Canadian Open.
You know, there are times when you can take your time and times you should play fast, and this is times that you are able to take your time. He's got one look, one putt to tie Oosterhuis. This putt will come downhill and go a little bit left or right. Talking about speed putts, anything outside the hole going too fast won't take the break. So there's not much to be said. It goes in, he ties. He misses, he falls 1 shot short of Oosterhuis.
And before a huge silent gallery. That's 4 times. At 15, at 16, at 17, and at 18, Jack has come up short. And so it would appear that for the 5th time he would finish in 2nd place. But now Mark Hayes has an outside chance to change everything around. Hayes looking for an eagle to tie. Mark has had 2 birdies here, and then yesterday took a disastrous double bogey when he just about duck hooked a wood into the water. So Mark Hayes can still determine his own destiny. Peter Oosterhuis is the leader at 4 under par, and we'll find out about it. Well, it's a bittersweet moment for this large gallery because from the beginning of the day out here at Glen Abbey, it was most evident that most of the fans on hand were rooting for Jack Nicklaus. And as usual, he gave them a thrill. And their hopes remained high until that last 19-foot putt wound up about a foot short, and he settled for birdie and 1 shot behind Peter Oosterhuis. And suddenly, like an old Agatha Christie novel, and then there was one. And that one is Mark Hayes. And, of course, he's in desperate straits, needing an eagle to tie, but we saw Nicklaus come close. We saw Andy North go into the bunker and then almost get out of the bunker for an eagle, so who's to say?
You know, we have discussed before, Vinny, all of us with our group, that golf is a different game. I don't remember too often that where the people root for the underdog. Jack is the champion, and they want to see the champion win.
And probably, of course, one big reason, they know the frustration of Jack Nicklaus having wanted to win here on a course he has designed, having come 2nd 4 times, and of course you never come any closer. Tom Kite, a remarkably consistent player.
He's got a wood in his hand.
He's at even par, so he's had a bad day today.
Watch out, bunker.
Bunker.
Long bunker shot from there. This green,
It's over 100 feet from the front back to the hole, and it's about 18 feet from the hole back. So you're looking at 120 feet in depth.
Even though Tom Kite was in excellent position at the start of the day, most people knew that he had not played golf for 3 weeks, and they really weren't expecting him to make a charge, and it finally caught up to him, the inactivity, and he has ballooned to a 4 over 75 right now.